All right, guys, in this video, you are gonna find out every entrepreneur's 3 musts and the 1 big mistake. Stay tuned. All right, so let's just jump right in to the 1 biggest must an entrepreneur must be focusing on. It's sales. Yeah, I know. No duh, Justin. Every entrepreneur, every business needs to drive revenue. I get that, but let me pose the questions where I believe most business owners are actually dropping the ball. Are you spending your way to get those sales? So you're spending a ton of money to bring in opportunity for your sales team to sell? Or are you organically driving opportunity so that your sales team, whether it be through a network or organic ways of finding opportunities to sell where you don't have higher cost? Or are you doing a combination of both? We all can agree, sales is the lifeblood of everyone's business, and it is the single thing that I would tell anyone starting any business, and especially in real estate investing, focus on sales and conversion. But by no means is it the only thing. The questions I just asked you go into the second big must focus on, which is marketing. I asked you the questions about sales because, quite frankly, what leads into sales is how you got that sales opportunity, which comes down to marketing. Most everyone here is familiar with Grant Cardone, as he is largely in the space of sales, the #1 name right now. Although over the last 17 years of studying sales, he's kind of the new guy on the block, which is great. And there always needs to have a different feel and energy out there. So I love that Grant has given us all of his wisdom. In fact, I actually did a training video about Grant Cardone versus Gary Vee. If you haven't checked out that video, make sure to check out that video. Also, if you like my videos, make sure to like the like button, hit the like button, and hit the subscribe button so you can get those notifications when they come about. So the marketing that drives those opportunities is really everything. The lifeblood of those sales then becomes the marketing. I asked you the questions, are you spending your way to get those opportunities, or are you actually finding organic, free ways to get those opportunities? For those of you that are in the real estate investing industry, which predominantly is what I am in, although I do have several other businesses, I talk a lot about this, but it also goes for every industry. Can you create your own opportunities to sell? Now, it doesn't matter if you're, again, in title. It doesn't matter if you're selling laundry units. If you can create opportunities to sell without having to spend money to get there, you will simply be more profitable. And that goes to an age-old question that I have actually recently posed here on my Facebook page, as a matter of fact. So if you're not a friend of mine on Facebook, make sure to request a friend on Facebook. But I would ask, is it more important to stay small or keep it all, or more important to grow and scale? It's interesting the answers I have gotten, and there are a ton of comments on that one question I posed. But I would argue it's actually a combination of both when it comes to marketing. Do you absolutely need free or organic opportunities to sell? Absolutely. This is what keeps your P&L looking good. You don't have a high expense and have high revenue. This is where you can have low expense, high revenue, high profitability. But also, to keep that engine turning, you do want to invest in your own business and be able to bring in opportunities with investing and having an expense, because it's a great investment to create more revenue. And if your industry or your business can create longevity with a client that stays with you, re-ups, or has some sort of continuity program, then that investment is the best investment you can possibly make. So to rehash, so far, sales is the #1, no duh. But based around the questions I pose, #2 becomes marketing, and how are you getting those opportunities? Is it you're paying for them, or are you doing it organically? I'd ask you to think about that. And the third most important thing a business owner or an entrepreneur should be focusing on, or the must, is your service. Are you delivering incredible service? I don't care if you are just delivering goods, there is still a service behind those goods. Just ask the owner of Zappos. It is a complete culture shift to make your entire business focus on the service of your clientele rather than just making sure they buy your product. If you have incredible service, you will continue to have people coming to you to buy your product, Amazon or Zappos, because they know that they're gonna get incredible service. So companies that I use frequently / all the time, I shop at Nordstrom's and I shop at Amazon. Why? Because their service is incredible. Nordstrom's has some archaic, crazy return policy. I don't know where it came from. I'm impressed that they still have it, but you could literally wear jeans for like 10 years. And if you bought it from Nordstrom's, you can literally go back to them and say, these jeans don't fit anymore, I need a new pair. It's actually quite incredible. I should actually probably do a training on that because it's incredible. But because of that type of service, and because I always feel like if I don't really love it, I would be able to take it back, and because they're so accommodating with that, it really continues to keep me there, even though it is actually more expensive than some of the other stores. Amazon, for example, the ease to return stuff that I'm not certain I'm gonna like or not keeps me shopping at Amazon. Amazon Prime is another great service. I can get stuff sometimes same day, especially if you're buying groceries. These service, and Zappos is a company I talked about. While I don't utilize them often, I have read the book and I'm very familiar with the culture there. It is all service, although they primarily sell shoes. Doesn't matter what you sell, if you focus on service, you're gonna have your clientele keep coming back to you over and over and over again. So you focus on sales, you focus on marketing, you focus on service. Now here is the big mistake. Most, if not all, companies reach a point where they feel and have enough confidence in what the revenue that they're generating, they feel like it's time to grow. Now, here's what I would tell you. I'm all for businesses growing. I am all for bigger and more opportunity and more revenue. I am a capitalist at heart. But the big mistake I believe that happens is that business owner, the visionary that started the business, the integrator that is running the business, may not be a great leader. There is the big breakdown. A lot of times they believe, because they're the visionary, that they can go out and open up new stores, open up new markets, open up new opportunity across the nation, or in some cases across the world, but they aren't great leaders. And they don't recognize that. And when they don't recognize that, what happens is they don't hire a good leader to run that opening up new markets, new stores, new opportunities. And that's where they ultimately fail. I've seen it time and time again in our space of real estate investing, and I've seen it in numerous other business types where the owners are amazing. They started it, they created it, they built it, it is awesome, and then they get confidence to go wider, and the wider ultimately is one of the biggest detriments of them shrinking. A great example of that is in the restaurant industry. There are restaurants that maybe start local and then they start to pop up a couple around the city, and then they start to venture off into either different parts of the state or different parts of the country without having the proper leadership in place. And I've seen it before because I have a good friend that did this. It all crumbles on top of them. Their expenses go skyrocketing, the revenue is not there, they cannot maintain it, and it crumbles to the point of even crumbling the flagship store, restaurant, or otherwise that got them there. So the big mistake I see business owners and entrepreneurs alike making, regardless of what space they are in, is they lack the leadership quality, and they lack the vision or intellectual or emotional IQ or intellectual IQ to realize that they need to hire someone else to fill that gap. At the end of the day, guys, I am a capitalist at heart. I think you should go out and conquer your dreams. You deserve it and your family deserves it. But you need to focus on the big three: sales, marketing, service, and you need to realize, right, that leadership is a muscle. It needs to be exercised, it needs to be worked out, it needs to be built. You need to work on it as a skill. And I'll be honest, not many of you out there have the leadership skill. I need you to recognize that, find someone who does, hire that person, and then continue to grow. Hopefully this finds you guys well. If you like this, please share it with some other people that you believe this would help. Like the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I hope to see you guys on the next training. Peace.